Hey, what's up everybody? The recipe that I'm going to show you guys today is a beautiful split between bread pudding and bananas Foster, and something that I'm geniusly calling bananas Foster bread pudding. Alright, so let's get into it. First thing you want to do is peel, slice, and caramelize up some bananas. So in a hot saute pan or skillet like I have here, add in some butter and brown sugar, then place the bananas flat side down to get an even caramelization from edge to edge. Cook the bananas for about 3 to 4 minutes on medium heat, then add in the dark rum and reduce for another 2 minutes until the caramel is slightly thickened. A little word to the wise, do not pour alcohol anywhere close to an open flame. Remove the pan from the heat, add the liquor, and continue the process. Also, you probably want to make a few extra of these caramelized bananas just to garnish the plate at the very end. Next, you're going to remove the caramelized bananas from the heat, add the rum caramel syrup to a pot with the cream along with the brown sugar and a pinch of salt, then bring it to a simmer. After that, you're going to add an egg yolk to a small mixing bowl. Add a few tablespoons of the sweet cream to the egg yolk and quickly whisk it in for about a minute or so. Once the custard base is tempered, pour it back into the hot pot of cream and quickly whisk it in. Once the ice cream base is finished, all you need to do is chill it in the fridge or in the freezer if you're in a hurry for about 30 minutes to an hour. But you're really looking for it to chill to around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so now for the bread pudding. You're going to slice up preferably some stale bread if you have any lying around, but if not, a baguette or French loaf works perfectly on the fly. But all I'm doing here is giving the bread a large dice and adding it to a medium-sized mixing bowl. In a separate mixing bowl, we're going to make the custard base for the bread pudding. So you're going to add in the milk, 1 whole egg, brown sugar, a pinch of salt, and a splash of dark rum. Whisk it in until everything is thoroughly mixed. Then you're going to slowly incorporate the custard base into the diced bread until it has completely absorbed. The bread should be soaked but not dripping with liquid, if that makes sense. Different varieties of bread will vary depending on the amount of moisture they can absorb, so you'll just have to keep an eye out for the minor adjustments in that. Also, don't forget to add the allspice like I almost did. Once it's finished, you're going to top the skillet of caramelized bananas with the custard-soaked bread and bake it in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Just to let you know, the bread will puff up a bit during the baking process, so don't panic. During the process of making that bread pudding, it's probably a good idea just to stop for a second and get your ice cream going once it has properly chilled, and then put it back in the freezer to set up for the finale. Once the bread is beautifully golden brown, pull it out of the oven and carefully flip it, of course. You could leave it in the pan just like that and it would be phenomenal, but I love to see the bananas as glorious as they are. Cut the bread pudding into your serving portions, top with a mound of caramelized banana ice cream, a drizzle of banana rum caramel, and more caramelized bananas. I also did another personalized version of the bread pudding, but this go around I plated it with a nice little flambe of dark rum to finish to really make it a traditional bananas Foster. That's it though. Rich caramelized bananas, warm, crispy bread pudding, and the perfect ice cream to complement it all. What's up, guys? All right, so this, what am I calling this? Bananas Foster's bread pudding. Bananas Foster bread pudding. And it just looks absolutely beautiful. It's such a cool dessert. I've been wanting to work on a different spin or a different take on Bananas Foster for a while. And this is one of the things that came to mind. I love when things just all come together and they turn out very close to what you anticipated or spot on. So I'm gonna dive in, tell you guys how I did, and let's do it. I love it because it's like, there's a reason it's called bread pudding. It's really crispy on the outside, but it has that pudding texture in the middle. Oh. Wow, wow, wow. You have to, I mean, depending on whether or not you can have alcohol, you know, dietary restrictions and all that, the rum makes this so, so good. When you, when or if you flambe it at the end, it gives the outer crust of the bread pudding a little bit of that alcohol taste, but also it's kind of that sweet, kind of smoky, a little caramelized, and almost just slightly charred, and it just gives the dessert this whole different dynamic. Without it, it's just as good, but it's a little bit more simple. And obviously all the complexities of the dessert are there anyway. So, of course, if you kind of want to go crazy with it, you can add those caramelized bananas right at the end that are sort of soaked in that caramel. And that just makes for a really beautiful plate, adds a really wonderful glisten to it, and some cool textures, you know, with the bananas and all that good stuff. So this is definitely a great dessert. I'm a huge banana lover. I love bananas. I always used to steal the runts, the banana runts from the Runt Mix, if you guys are familiar with that candy, because most people didn't like those. It's really artificial, but I don't know, banana flavors are just really good, and especially when they're roasted in like this brown butter caramel goodness. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you did, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up. Subscribe at the end of this video. If you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you're locked in so you're tuned in to all my future videos, all the stuff that I've done before. So make sure you click that little red button down below or at the end of this video. Comment down below for future video requests, things you want to see on my channel. I'll be doing a Q&A pretty soon, food talk number 2. So submit your questions, and I will see you guys next time with another recipe. Later.